Okay, welcome to another video. Welcome to 2025. So we'll start the year off with the bottom tier of content for a photography YouTuber, and that's what's in my bag. I last did one of these videos back in 2023. The kit has changed since then. Like most photographers, my kit is ever evolving. So I figured, why not do an update to start the year? So I'll grab the bag. So the bag is still the Shimoda Explore version 2. Fantastic bag. I cannot fault it whatsoever. It's done everything I've asked of it, and has carried a lot of gear. I've had this for the past 2 years, and as you can see, it's got dirt and smudges on it. It's lived a life. It's been all around the South Island now, and yeah, I'd see no reason to have any other bag in my kit for what I need this for. Yeah, pretty happy with it, and yeah, no need to upgrade this. I can't imagine anything that I'd add to a version 3 that would have me lining up for it, but you never know. Now, of course, if they wanted to send me one, I wouldn't argue. So, let's cover what's in here. So, in the front pocket, we have a spare jacket, and in this pocket here, this is where I keep my spare batteries. So, if you shoot mirrorless, you'll know spare batteries are pretty key. If you're anything like me and your knees are shot, sometimes a lifesaver. Stuffed in the bottom of there are a few lens cloths as well, so that's very handy. There's another pocket down here. I don't think I keep anything in that one. So, front pocket down the bottom here is microfiber cloth, so I keep a couple of those in there, just for if I'm shooting seascapes, or if it's raining, or you're around waterfalls and you just want to drape it over your camera just to prevent water buildup. Very handy. In the top, we have spare mic. So this is handy if the lav mic that I normally use and its transmitter or receiver, if their batteries die, I have this as a backup, which is handy. Also handy to grab like ambient sound, so if I want a shot of me walking past the camera, then you have the sound fading off into the distance, which kind of sounds normal, whereas if I had the lav mic on my feet, it would you just hear the whole thing the whole time at the same volume. So that is very handy. Filters, so this is where my filters live at the top. Currently the K&F Concept filters, it's the Nano-Xcel or the Nano-X filters that they sent out to me. Review on these is coming soon, but that's where they live. In the top, there's another couple of pockets. That's where my SD cards live. So I'll cover SD cards for the video camera, the Osmo, and my main shooting cameras. Again, painkillers, much needed if you're my age. This little guy, this is just some little water absorbent cloths that I got off AliExpress. So you dunk this in some water, it comes like a hand cloth or something nice to wipe dust off a camera or something like that. Like dust on the body, not the lens. I wouldn't use these on a lens. But I would use these on a lens. So these are just a little snap-lock bag of Kim wipes, which are a scientific wipe that we use at work. I did not steal these from work. If any of my workmates are watching, I actually bought a couple of boxes. They're relatively inexpensive. We use them for cleaning microscope lenses and all that sort of stuff. Hyper absorbent and pretty gentle on glass. So that is the top of the bag. So real handy thing about these bags is the way they mount tripods. So you have a little bag here which is mesh, so dust and sand and crap will fall out of it, and they strap to the side, both top and bottom, which is really handy. So that's really good if you're a hybrid shooter, because that way you can have one tripod in your hand, one tripod still in the bag. It does have the same setup on this side as well, so you can actually carry both tripods on the bag at the same time. So yeah, pretty handy bit of kit. All right, so what I might do is switch you to a vertical now, and we'll go over what's in the main body of the bag. All right, so let's open this bad boy up and see what's inside. So there's the kit. I'll push you off to the side there. There we go, you're still in frame. All right, first up, we have the GFX100S version 2. Upgraded to this back in July. The upgrade really wasn't on my radar at the time, but the timing was right and the opportunity presented itself. So pulled the trigger. Highlights for this guy: better autofocus, particularly continuous autofocus, better stabilization, and slightly better dynamic range. There are other features as well, but those are the main reasons why I decided to go for this guy. Paired with that currently is the 20-35 f4, fantastic lens, sharp, and it is the only super wide for the system, but very happy with this lens, and yeah, it's pretty much your only choice anyway. So next up we have the 45-100. I talked about upgrading to this in the previous video, which I'll put up in the corner, up in one of those. The main reason for the upgrade was having the aperture ring, which means I can map ISO to one of the rear dial. Yeah, this is now my most used lens at this point. Very good. It's an f4 lens as well. Sharp, fantastic stabilization, and yeah, is something I'm glad I pulled the trigger on. Picked this up secondhand after trying out a 32-64 from Fujifilm. They were kind enough to lend me one to give a go, to have a go on. I ended up grabbing this secondhand. So my most used lens for the system, and very happy with that one. Will he stay put? Yeah, he will. Now, the contrast is the 100-200. This is now my least used lens. It's a bit of a funny old lens, this one. Not the greatest range, so we're talking I think 80 to 160 equivalent. So not the most usable of focal lengths. If you pair it with the extender, it gives you a little bit more reach, but it's still not great, and it's f5.6, so yeah, it's a little bit slow. The stabilization on it, however, is pretty good, but it fills a gap in my kit, but I'll be paying closer attention to how much I use this in 2025, and if I don't use it all that much, it might end up getting booted from the kit. You will notice that the extender is no longer in the kit. That's currently for sale, hopefully sold by the time this video comes out, and yeah, that's largely because of what's coming next. But yeah, this one might be short-lived for 2025, but we will find out. Still not a bad lens, it's just yeah, my least used at this moment. Finally, we have the big horse. So this is the Fuji 500mm f5.6. So I bought this roughly at the same time as the new GFX, the 100S2. This is an incredible lens, every bit as good as the price tag suggests. Almost makes wildlife a possibility on the system. If you're a casual wildlife shooter like I am, it's fantastic, but it also gives you a 400mm equivalent reach for just general landscapes, which for me is a focal length I like to use a lot, or at least just long focal lengths for landscapes in general. So this here, I'm very happy to have in the kit. And as far as I understand, if they've released the same lens on the X mount, so if you're an X mount user and you're looking at this lens, buy it. It is that good. Yeah, and if you're a GFX user and you're thinking about it, do it. It's that good, and I'm so happy with this. I'll probably biff some images shot with this up on screen at the end of the video, along with images shot with those lenses too. So that is the GFX kit, which may shrink for 2025, but we will find out whether or not Mr. 100 to 200 survives. We'll have a quick, I'll take you down from the bird's eye view. We'll have a quick chat about the video kit and film cameras. I don't see the point in doing separate videos for those this time around, but we'll have a quick chat about them. And yeah, so one thing I should notice, that now that I've got the 500mm, I can't set the bag up like I used to. So I used to set it up so I could fit the body into the bag no matter what lens is attached, but because this big boy here takes up a lot of space, I'm forced into this configuration where every lens has its own particular home. That might change if the 100-200 disappears, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So yeah, see you back on the couch, and we'll have a quick chat about the video kit and film cameras. Alright, so that's the GFX kit covered. That will be my main digital photography kit going forward. Like I said, I really don't foresee me changing any of that, bar selling the 100-200 if I don't use it at all. But that's probably this time next year. So video kit. First things first, we have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This little guy is incredible. I'm blown away with how good this little thing is. Fantastic stabilization on it, great video. So this will be the little vlogging guy, and you know, the old talking to the camera thing. Second video camera is the X-M5, so that's what you're on right now. This time last year, my X-T4 packed it in. It got sent away for repair, and I ended up on selling it after that and buying an X-H2S. Now, the X-H2S is a fantastic camera. It was great for sports. I used it for a bit of motorsport while I had it, with a filthy Canon lens attached to it. But it really was overkill for video. And when Fuji released the X-M5 with pretty good video specs, but in a much lighter package, really decided that that was a better option for me. So I decided to sell the X-H2S and pick up an X-M5. The X-M5 came with the 15-45, which the first half of this video was shot on. You're on the 16-55 now. But I also picked it up with a 27mm f2.8 pancake, which will double as my sort of, we'll say street photography lens, but also sort of EDC. So that's where that little lens is going to fit in. The other lens I picked up with it, so the guy who bought the X-H2S actually had a Viltrox 13mm 1.4, which he did a part trade on. So I've picked that up, and I'll be shooting Astro on the X-M5 using that lens. You will notice that the Samyang 24 1.4 is missing from the GFX kit now. Was never really all that happy with that for Astro, so I'm actually going to go back to shooting Astro on the X series rather than the GFX until Fujifilm or another company releases a lens that's really going to be native for that system and will perform as such. So Fuji, if you're watching, a 30mm f1.7 as part of that f1.7 line that you have with the 55 and the 80 would be perfect. And I'm sure wedding photographers would be all over that one too. So yeah, if you're watching this, Fuji, 30mm 1.7, do it. So yeah, Astro will be shot on the X-M5. It's good because it's a non-sensor. It's the same sensor as the X-T4 and the X-T3, which I've shot a lot of Astro on both of those. And that combined with the Viltrox 13mm 1.4 should be great. So on to film cameras. So you've already hopefully seen the video on the Horseman, me talking about that camera when I picked it up a few months back. If not, that's linked up here or up here, probably up here I think. So there'll be a video coming out shortly after this one, probably next week or the week after, with my first shoot using the Horseman. There will be a follow-up to that video as well. But then, so my other camera bag is this. This is a ONA Bowery little shoulder bag. I actually have a couple of Think Tank retrospectives as well. Bit of a camera bag addict by the looks of it. But this is what contains my film camera, which is a Canon EOS Elan 7. So on that I have the 50mm f1.8 STM. So this is a fantastic wee camera. So if you're looking to get into shooting film, something like this is something I would definitely suggest. It's a modern SLR, modern-ish. It's a early 2000s. It takes EF glass, which is relatively modern, has modern metering, modern autofocus, and it'll get you into film without too much fuss. So I have that with the 50mm, and paired with the 50mm, I also have a 28mm f1.8. So that's my my 35mm film kit, not including the press pan. So I still have the press pan, and I'll probably use that. I am currently also trying to sell that because I just don't use it enough, but hopefully before it sells I'll get a chance to take it out and do a shoot with it. But yeah, thanks for watching. And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out. And yeah, leave a comment below what you think of the new kit. If you think I've gone insane with cameras again, because I have too many cameras, but it is what it is. But yeah, hit subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.